Welcome back to Sleepy English. Today, we'll be learning English through audio listening. So, get comfortable, close your eyes, and let the English lull you into a restful night. This is the perfect weather for curling up with a good book and a hot drink.
Absolutely. Though, I confess, I might be tempted to trade the book for a board game later. Feeling a bit competitive today.
Competitive. Sounds like someone wants a rematch at Scrabble. Remember what happened last time?
Don't remind me. Your vocabulary is ruthless. Still, I'm due for a win.
They both laugh, reminiscing about their past game nights.
Speaking of games, did you see that trailer for the new space exploration game that just dropped?
No way. I haven't been following gaming news lately. Tell me everything.
Sarah spends the next few minutes excitedly describing the trailer, her enthusiasm contagious. Alex listens intently, occasionally interjecting with questions and observations.
Wow, that sounds incredible. We definitely need to check it out once it's released.
Absolutely. Maybe we can even convince Ben and Emily to join us for a multiplayer night. They'd love it.
Speaking of Ben and Emily, how was their trip to Nepal?
Oh, it was amazing. They sent me a ton of pictures, stunning landscapes, ancient temples, the whole works. They seemed to be having a blast.
That's awesome. Maybe they'll share some stories when they get back.
I'm sure they will. They're supposed to come over for dinner next week.
The conversation flows easily between them, touching on various topics. They discuss their plans for the upcoming weekend, Sarah's recent pottery class, and Alex's new work project. As the afternoon wears on, the rain outside gradually slows to a soft drizzle.
Looks like the rain's easing up. Maybe we could take a walk in the park later. Get some fresh air before heading home.
Perfect idea. Maybe we can even stop by that new bookstore you mentioned wanting to check out.
You read my mind.
They finish their tea, their conversation continuing as comfortably as the worn armchairs they're settled into. The cozy atmosphere of the coffee shop, punctuated by the occasional clink of cups and the sound of rain, provides a perfect backdrop for their long, easy conversation.
Hi everyone, I'm Sonia. I'm making conversation audio to help you learn English. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm new on YouTube and I need your support for making more new videos.
A bustling farmer's market on a Saturday morning. Sun shines brightly, and the air is filled with the sound of chattering vendors and happy shoppers. Umema and Daniel weave through the crowd, colorful bags slung over their shoulders.
Look at these tomatoes, Daniel. They look like little red jewels.
They do, don't they? We can't leave without getting some for that caprese salad you mentioned.
Excellent choice. And those fresh herbs are calling my name. Time to whip up some pesto this week.
They spend the next few minutes browsing the vibrant stalls, filling their bags with fresh produce. Umema chats with a friendly baker about his latest sourdough creations, while Daniel jokes with a young farmer about the size of his prize-winning pumpkins.
Have you ever seen these before? They look like something straight out of a fairy tale.
Intriguing. Maybe we should experiment with them in a stir-fry sometime.
Great idea. We can add some of those beautiful green beans too.
They continue their conversation as they shop, their laughter blending with the cacophony of the market.
Wow, those sunflowers are magnificent. Remember that time we tried to grow them in your balcony garden?
Don't remind me. We may not have a green thumb, but at least the attempt was valiant.
Hey, we learned a valuable lesson about plant care the hard way.
Maybe we'll stick to admiring these beauties from afar.
They reach the end of the market, their bags overflowing with fresh goodies.
Wow, what a haul. We should have brought a bigger cart.
We might need a bigger fridge too. How about a picnic lunch in the park before heading home? We can enjoy our fresh finds under the sunshine.
Perfect. I can already taste that caprese salad.
They find a sunny spot in the park, spreading out their bounty on a checkered blanket. As they share a delicious picnic lunch, they chat about upcoming events, their work projects, and their plans for the summer. The bustling market fades into the background, replaced by the sounds of birds chirping and the gentle hum of conversation. The day unfolds in a relaxed and enjoyable way, fueled by fresh food, good company, and the simple pleasure of exploring a vibrant farmer's market. A dimly lit bookstore, late evening. Rain patters gently against the window panes, casting a warm glow from the overhead lamps. Ethan and Layla browse the shelves, their fingers trailing along the spines of countless books.
This section on ancient history is incredible. Look at these first edition texts.
They're practically museum pieces. Imagine the stories they hold.
They spend a while exploring the history section, Ethan pointing out fascinating finds and Layla sharing her knowledge of a particular period.
Now this one brings back memories. It's the first sci-fi novel I ever read.
Tales from the Andromeda Galaxy? Classic. I remember devouring all the sequels as a kid.
They reminisce about their childhood reading habits, laughing at some of their early favorites.
Have you read this new trilogy by A.C. Rivers? I've heard amazing things.
Not yet, but it's been on my to-read list forever. Maybe we can do a buddy read. Discuss chapters as we go.
I love that idea. We can compare notes and theories.
The conversation flows naturally as they explore different genres, stopping to recommend books to each other. Layla shows Ethan her latest poetry discovery, a collection that explores the beauty of everyday life. Ethan points out a graphic novel series that blends history and fantasy in a creative way. As the night deepens, they settle down in a cozy corner with their chosen books. The silence is comfortable, punctuated by the occasional rustle of turning pages and soft sighs of contentment.
You know, this is exactly how I imagine spending a rainy evening.
Me too. Good company, good books. What more could you ask for?
They continue reading for a while, occasionally stealing glances at each other and sharing knowing smiles. The bookstore becomes a haven for their shared love of literature, a comforting space where words weave magic and friendships blossom under the warm glow of a bookworm's paradise. A bustling train platform, mid-morning. The air hums with announcements and the excited chatter of travelers. Chloe and Noah stand side by side, backpacks slung over their shoulders, waiting to board their train.
I can't believe it's finally happening. Our backpacking trip through Europe.
Me neither. Feels surreal. We've been planning this for months.
It's going to be epic. Imagine exploring ancient ruins in Greece, hiking through the Swiss Alps, getting lost in the charming streets of Italy.
Don't forget indulging in all the delicious food. From fresh croissants in Paris to creamy gelato in Rome, my taste buds are already watering.
They reminisce about the itinerary they meticulously planned, each stop promising a new adventure. Chloe excitedly talks about brushing up on her rusty French, while Noah confesses his worries about navigating the unpredictable European train system. The arrival announcement for their train jolts them back to reality. They scramble to board, finding seats by a window. As the train pulls away from the station, Chloe and Noah press their faces against the glass, watching the city skyline shrink into the distance.
The world is our oyster, Noah.
Absolutely. Here's to new experiences, unexpected encounters, and creating memories that will last a lifetime.
They clink water bottles in a silent toast, their eyes reflecting the excitement of the unknown. The rhythmic clickety-clack of the train fills the silence, a comforting soundtrack to the beginning of their adventure. The conversation continues throughout the journey. They brainstorm potential detours from their planned route, discuss packing essentials they might have forgotten, and share funny stories from past travel experiences. Between laughter and excited whispers, they watch the picturesque scenery unfold outside the window. Rolling hills dotted with quaint villages, majestic mountains piercing the clouds, and shimmering rivers snaking across the landscape. As the day progresses, the conversation slows to a comfortable silence. They pull out notebooks and start jotting down ideas, potential blog posts about their trip, sketches inspired by the passing landscapes, and personal reflections on the journey so far. As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in vibrant hues, a sense of anticipation hangs in the air.
Look! We're approaching the border.
Wow, can't believe we're actually crossing into a new country.
The excitement is palpable. Their long conversation on the train, filled with dreams and plans, has now transformed into the first chapter of their shared adventure. As the train pulls into the border town station, Chloe and Noah glance at each other, a silent promise gleaming in their eyes, a promise to embrace the unknown together, one adventure at a time. A cozy cabin nestled amidst a snowy forest. A crackling fire fills the room with warmth, casting flickering shadows on the wooden walls. Inside, wrapped in thick blankets, Nadia and Arjun sip mugs of hot cocoa, a chessboard balanced precariously between them.
Checkmate. Again.
Arjun groans playfully, examining the board with a mock frown.
You are a ruthless queen, Nadia. Maybe I should challenge you to a snowball fight outside. There's a fresh layer of powder just begging to be disrupted.
Tempting, but I think my strategic mind would be wasted on such a barbaric pursuit. Besides, this cocoa is delicious.
True. But a little snowball fight never hurt anyone. Except maybe your perfectly coiffed hair.
Nadia throws a playful punch at his arm, sending a ripple across the surface of the cocoa.
Besides, I haven't finished telling you about my latest pottery project. I think I've finally cracked the technique for those delicate teacups.
Arjun leans in, genuinely interested.
Really? That's amazing, Nadia. You've been working so hard on it.
Nadia spends the next few minutes describing her struggles and breakthroughs in the pottery studio, her voice filled with passion. Arjun listens intently, occasionally asking insightful questions and offering words of encouragement.
And then, voila, the perfect cup, delicate yet sturdy. I can't wait to show you when we get back.
I can't wait to see it. You have such a talent for creating beauty from clay.
The conversation shifts to Arjun's work as a wildlife photographer. He shares stories from his recent expedition to capture the elusive snow leopard in its natural habitat. Nadia hangs on to every word, her eyes sparkling with admiration for his adventurous spirit. As the fire crackles and the night deepens, their conversation takes on a more personal tone. They discuss their hopes and dreams for the future, their fears and anxieties, their unwavering support for one another. The warmth of the fire is mirrored by the warmth of their friendship, a bond strengthened by shared experiences and a deep understanding. The sound of a hooting owl breaks the comfortable silence, and Nadia glances out the window at the star-studded sky.
Look at the stars, Arjun. They're breathtaking tonight.
Arjun gets up and walks to the window, Nadia following close behind. They stand shoulder to shoulder, gazing up at the vast expanse of the winter sky, a comfortable silence settling around them. In the quiet intimacy of the cabin, their conversation may have ended, but a deeper connection has been established. The words they've shared have woven a tapestry of friendship, trust, and shared dreams that will continue to grow long after the fire dies down and the snow melts away. A bustling university library, late afternoon. Sunlight streams through the tall windows, illuminating rows upon rows of books. Maya and Liam, both sporting backpacks and tired expressions, hunker down at a corner table, each armed with a highlighter and a thick textbook.
Brain officially fried. This anatomy textbook is giving me nightmares of malfunctioning organs.
Tell me about it. These philosophy readings are all about deconstructing reality, which honestly feels like it's deconstructing my sanity at this point.
They share a sympathetic look, the shared struggle of finals week momentarily erasing the stress.
You know, a break might be good. Want to grab some coffee? Maybe a caffeine boost will help us decipher these hieroglyphics posing as textbooks.
Sounds like a lifesaver. Maybe some fresh air will help too.
They gather their study materials and head out into the afternoon sun. They find a sunny spot on a bench outside the library, grabbing iced lattes from a nearby cafe.
Ah, that's the good stuff. Feeling slightly less like a zombie already.
Me too. So, are you dreading the anatomy final more, or the philosophy essay?
Honestly, both sound like torture. The final might involve identifying random body parts on a plastic model, which feels like playing a morbid game of Operation. And the essay, well, discussing the meaning of life in 500 words feels like an impossible task.
I feel you. Maybe we can help each other brainstorm some ideas for the essay. You know, like a mutual torture session, but with the potential for a good outcome.
I like the sound of that. We can dissect both the essay and my crippling fear of misidentifying the spleen in one go.
They spend the next hour bouncing ideas off each other, dissecting complex philosophical concepts with humor and determination. Maya throws out a thought on the nature of reality, sparking a lively debate with Liam. In turn, Liam suggests a different angle for the essay, prompting Maya to see the topic in a fresh light. As the sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the campus, they pack up their things, a renewed sense of purpose in their eyes.
Thanks, Liam. Honestly, that helped a lot. Maybe studying together isn't such a bad idea after all.
Definitely not. And hey, if all else fails, at least we'll have a good story about how we almost had a philosophical breakdown together on a sunny bench.
They both laugh, the shared experience strengthening their friendship. As they head back to the library, their conversation flows easily, no longer focused solely on the daunting task ahead, but also on the camaraderie and support they find in each other. The library's fluorescent lights may feel intimidating, but they know they'll face them together, armed with coffee, friendship, and a shared sense of humor to conquer the challenges of finals week. A bustling food court, lunchtime. The air buzzes with conversation and the aroma of a dozen different cuisines. Kai and Elena navigate the crowd, trays laden with colorful dishes in hand.
Wow, Elena, look at that mountain of pad thai.
I couldn't resist. It's my all-time favorite.
They find a relatively empty table near a window and settle down, ready to devour their lunch.
This is amazing. The spices are perfect.
Right. I told you this place had the best Caribbean food in town.
They spend the first few minutes enjoying their meals, punctuated by satisfied sighs and murmurs of appreciation.
So, tell me all about this new project you mentioned.
Oh, right. It's for my art class. We have to create a piece that explores the theme of community.
Cool. What are you thinking of doing?
I'm thinking of a large mosaic. Each piece will represent something different, a local landmark, a traditional dish, a cultural event. It'll be a visual representation of the diversity that makes our city so vibrant.
That sounds fantastic. You always have such creative ideas.
Thanks. You're not so bad yourself with your tech projects. Tell me about the app you're working on.
It's a language learning app that uses augmented reality. Imagine pointing your phone at a street sign and instantly seeing the translation appear in your chosen language.
That's brilliant. It would be so helpful for travelers and newcomers.
They delve into a conversation about their respective projects, offering suggestions and encouragement. Kai shares his struggles with the coding challenges, while Elena describes the difficulty of finding unique materials for her mosaic. As they talk, people from different walks of life pass by their table. A group of students debating a philosophy assignment, a family celebrating a birthday, a businessman grabbing a quick bite. The food court becomes a backdrop for their conversation, a microcosm of the very community Elena is trying to capture in her artwork. The conversation eventually turns to their own plans for the future. Kai talks about his dream of traveling the world and using his app to connect people across cultures. Elena describes her desire to open a community art studio where people of all ages and backgrounds can come together and create. By the time they finish their lunch, the sun has begun to dip below the horizon.
You know, this conversation has been really inspiring.
Me too. It's amazing to hear about your passion and dreams.
They leave the food court, their bellies full and their spirits lifted. The conversation may be over, but the spark of inspiration they ignited in each other lingers on. As they walk into the bustling city streets, they carry with them a renewed appreciation for the diversity of their community and the power of connecting with others through shared dreams and creativity. A cozy living room, late afternoon, rain lashes against the windows, creating a soft drumming sound. Inside, wrapped in fluffy blankets, Ava and Daniel curl up on the couch with steaming mugs of tea. A crackling fire fills the room with warmth and a comforting scent of wood smoke.
This weather is perfect for staying in with a good book and a hot drink. Just like the kind of afternoon we used to spend here when we were kids.
Building pillow forts, reading adventure stories by flashlight, feels like yesterday.
They reminisce about their childhood, their voices filled with nostalgia. They share stories about their favorite childhood books, the characters they felt a connection with, and the adventures they imagined themselves living.
Remember the time we spent an entire afternoon convinced we were pirates searching for buried treasure in the backyard?
How could I forget? We dug up more worms than gold coins, but it was an epic adventure nonetheless.
Speaking of adventures, what's the latest on your travel blog?
Oh, it's going well. I just finished writing about that amazing hike through the Scottish Highlands. The scenery was breathtaking.
Sounds incredible. Have you posted any pictures? The landscapes you capture are always stunning.
Thanks. I was just about to upload them when you came over. Wanna have a peek?
Absolutely.
Daniel pulls out his laptop and opens his travel blog. Ava leans in, captivated by the vibrant photos showcasing majestic mountains, crystal clear lakes, and quaint villages nestled amidst rolling hills. As Daniel scrolls through the photos, he narrates his experiences, the challenges he faced, and the unexpected delights he encountered along the way.
Wow, Daniel, these pictures are incredible. You have a real knack for capturing the spirit of a place.
Thanks, Ava. I try. It's all about finding the hidden beauty and sharing it with readers.
The conversation flows from travel adventures to future plans. Ava shares her dream of writing a children's book that sparks a love of nature in young readers. Daniel talks about his ambition to visit all 7 continents and document his experiences for his blog. They offer each other advice and encouragement, their shared passion for exploration and storytelling creating a strong bond. As the fire crackles and the rain continues its rhythmic melody, they settle in for a movie night. They pick out a classic film they both loved as kids, a movie that fueled their childhood imaginations with stories of faraway lands and fantastic journeys. The conversation may have quieted down, replaced by the sounds of the movie and the crackling fire, but the connection they share remains strong. Their afternoon together has been a reminder of their enduring friendship, a friendship built on shared memories, a love for adventure, and the power of words and images to transport them to new and exciting worlds. A bustling farmer's market on a crisp autumn morning. Sunbeams slant through the colorful awnings, casting dappled light on the overflowing stalls. Sarah and Ben navigate the crowd, their woven baskets already brimming with fresh produce.
Look at this beauty, Ben. Perfect for carving a spooky jack-o'-lantern this Halloween.
It is a monster. We could carve the scariest face ever. Remember the year we accidentally made ours look like a deranged potato?
How could I forget? We were aiming for a fearsome dragon, but it ended up looking more like a confused spud.
Their laughter mingles with the sounds of lively vendors and excited shoppers. They reminisce about past Halloweens, their faces alight with fond memories.
These would be perfect for an apple crumble. You coming over for dinner this weekend? I was thinking of trying out a new recipe.
Apple crumble sounds tempting. But remember, I promised Emily I'd help decorate for her costume party. It's going to be a roaring 20s theme.
A Gatsby extravaganza? Sounds like fun. Maybe we can dress up as a glamorous flapper couple next time?
Now that's an idea. I might have a vintage dress tucked away somewhere.
They continue their shopping, their conversation flitting from upcoming plans to their latest hobbies. Ben excitedly describes his newfound passion for pottery, Sarah sharing her success in mastering a new yoga pose.
Look at these leaves, Ben. They're like little works of art. Perfect for pressing and creating a fall-themed photo frame.
You're so creative, Sarah. Maybe I can incorporate some pottery leaves into that apple crumble recipe, a fall-inspired dessert. Wouldn't that be cool?
Sarah's eyes sparkle with enthusiasm. They spend the next few minutes brainstorming culinary and artistic ideas, each suggestion sparking another creative spark. As their baskets reach capacity, they settle down at a small cafe nestled amidst the bustling market. Steaming mugs of hot apple cider warm their hands, and the aroma of freshly baked bread fills the air.
You know, Sarah, this market trip reminds me of why I love living in this city. It feels like there's always something new to discover, something new to create.
Absolutely. And the best part? Doing it all with a good friend by your side.
They clink mugs in a silent toast, their eyes reflecting warmth and gratitude for their friendship. As they walk home, arms full of autumn bounty, their conversation continues, a steady stream of laughter and plans for future adventures, their friendship as vibrant and colorful as the fall foliage around them. A bustling dog park on a sunny afternoon. Laughter mingles with the happy barks and playful growls of a dozen dogs of various shapes and sizes. Layla kneels on the grass, throwing a squeaky toy for her energetic golden retriever, Charlie. Ethan sits nearby on a park bench, his scruffy terrier mix, Luna, sprawled contentedly at his feet.
He never gets tired of that thing, does he?
Looks like not. Luna, on the other hand, prefers a good belly rub to a good chase.
Layla throws the toy again, watching Charlie bound after it with boundless enthusiasm.
Speaking of belly rubs, did you hear about the new dog bakery opening downtown? They have cupcakes decorated to look like dog bones.
Cupcakes for dogs? Now that's something I've never seen before.
I know, right? We should take Charlie and Luna to check it out next week. Maybe they'll have a golden retriever glory or a terrier tiramisu.
They both laugh at the thought of their furry friends indulging in fancy dog treats. The conversation flows easily as they watch their dogs play, sharing stories about their pets' antics and adventures.
Luna wouldn't stand a chance against that pack.
True. Charlie, on the other hand, would probably join in with a tail wagging so hard his whole body would shake.
They observe the playful chaos for a moment, their faces etched with amusement.
You know, it's not just the dog park that brings me here every week. It's the company too.
Me too. It's nice to have someone to swap dog stories with, someone who understands the joys and occasional frustrations of pet parenthood.
They share a comfortable silence for a while, their eyes following their dogs as they explore the park.
Hey, Ethan, look. Maybe Charlie and Luna can try their paw at that agility course.
Great idea. Let's see if they're up for the challenge.
They spend the next hour guiding their dogs through the obstacle course, Charlie's boundless energy contrasting with Luna's cautious approach. There are plenty of barks, fumbles, and triumphant jumps, all punctuated by laughter and cheers. As the afternoon sun starts to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the park, they decide it's time to head home.
Tired but happy, aren't you, boy?
Charlie lets out a contented whine, his tongue lolling out in a happy smile.
We should do this again next week, dog bakery and all.
Absolutely. And maybe next time, we can convince the teenagers to let Charlie and Luna try the whole obstacle course without any breaks.
They walk away from the park, their dogs trotting contentedly beside them. The conversation may be over, but the bond between them, strengthened by shared laughter, love for their furry companions, and the simple joy of spending time together, will continue to grow with each visit to the dog park. A cozy coffee shop, late evening. Fairy lights twinkle above mismatched armchairs, casting a warm glow on the worn wooden tables. Rain splatters against the windows, creating a soft, rhythmic soundtrack. Maya taps away on her laptop, a steaming mug of chamomile tea beside her. Across from her, Liam flips through a worn paperback, his brow furrowed in concentration. Silence reigns for a while, punctuated only by the rhythmic clicking of Maya's keyboard and the occasional rustle of turning pages.
This passage about resilience in the face of loss, it reminds me of something you told me once.
Oh, about what?
Remember that time you were talking about your grandmother passing away?
Yes, I do.
You said she taught you that even in the darkest of times, there's always a tiny spark of hope waiting to be rekindled.
She did. It's a philosophy I try to live by.
A comfortable silence settles back, filled with unspoken understanding. Maya glances at the rain-streaked window, her mind drifting back to memories.
You know, this weather always reminds me of my childhood. We used to build blanket forts in the living room and spend hours reading by flashlight.
I used to do the same thing. My brother and I would create elaborate stories based on the pictures in our favorite books.
They spend the next few minutes reminiscing about their childhood reading habits, sharing stories of captivating characters and fantastical worlds. As the conversation flows, laughter fills the air, a warm counterpoint to the melancholic symphony of the rain outside.
Speaking of favorite books, I brought this one I thought you might like. It's a sci-fi mystery I just finished, and it blew me away.
Really? You know I love a good sci-fi mystery. Thank you so much, Liam.
No problem. Consider it a trade for lending me that classic fantasy novel last month.
They spend the rest of the evening lost in their respective books, occasionally stealing glances at each other and sharing knowing smiles. The conversation may have quieted down, but a deeper connection has been established. As the night deepens and the rain starts to ease, Maya closes her laptop with a contented sigh.
You know, this is exactly how I imagined spending a rainy evening. Good company, good books. What more could you ask for?
Me neither. Peaceful nights like this remind me why our friendship is so special.
They gather their things, a warm sense of camaraderie filling the air between them. Stepping out into the cool night air, they share an umbrella, their laughter mingling with the pitter-patter of raindrops. The shared book recommendation may have sparked the conversation, but the comfort, understanding, and mutual love of literature that binds them will continue to blossom long after the last page is turned. A bustling train station, midday. Sunlight streams through the high windows, illuminating the flurry of activity on the platform. Announcements echo through the hall, punctuated by the excited chatter of travelers and the rhythmic rumble of arriving and departing trains. Amelia and David stand side by side, backpacks slung over their shoulders, anticipation etched on their faces.
Can you believe it's finally happening? Our long-awaited volunteering trip to Costa Rica.
I know, right? Feels surreal. We've been planning this for months. Helping with sea turtle conservation, exploring the rainforest, it's going to be incredible.
They reminisce about the countless hours spent researching the project, fundraising, and excitedly packing their bags for the adventure. Amelia shares her dream of witnessing baby sea turtles hatch on the beach, while David talks about his desire to learn more about the diverse rainforest ecosystem. Their conversation is interrupted by the announcement for their train. They scramble to find their seats, settling in with a mix of excitement and nervous anticipation. As the train pulls away from the station, Amelia and David press their faces against the glass, watching the city skyline shrink into the distance.
Here we go, David. A new chapter begins.
Absolutely. And a chance to make a real difference.
The rhythmic clickety-clack of the train fills the silence, a comforting soundtrack to the beginning of their journey. The conversation flows easily as they discuss their hopes for the project, share stories about past travel experiences, and dream about the adventures that await them in Costa Rica. They pull out notebooks and start jotting down ideas, potential blog posts about their volunteer work, sketches inspired by the passing landscapes, and personal reflections on their journey. As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in vibrant hues, a sense of purpose and camaraderie fills the air.
You know, Amelia, volunteering is just the beginning. I want to keep exploring ways to protect the environment after this trip.
Me too. This experience could spark a lifelong passion.
They spend the evening brainstorming ideas for future environmental projects they could pursue back home. From community cleanup initiatives to educational workshops, they envision ways to inspire positive change. The conversation eventually slows to a comfortable silence, replaced by the gentle rocking of the train and the soft glow of their reading lamps. Amelia dives into a book about sea turtle conservation, while David devours a documentary about rainforest biodiversity on his laptop. Under the gentle hum of the train, a bond built on shared values and a passion for adventure deepens. Their conversation may have ended for the night, but the journey before them promises to be a story filled with exciting discoveries, meaningful experiences, and the unwavering support of a friend by their side. A bustling art studio, late afternoon. Sunlight streams through large north-facing windows, illuminating rows of easels and canvases splashed with vibrant colors. In one corner, amidst a symphony of clinking brushes and whispered instructions, sits Kai and Elena, deeply engrossed in their work. Kai, with a charcoal pencil in hand, meticulously sketches a still life of twisted branches and weathered seashells. Elena, a palette knife clutched in her grasp, applies bold strokes to a canvas, creating a vibrant cityscape. For a while, only the sounds of artistic creation fill the air. Kai occasionally glances at Elena's work, mesmerized by the way she captures the energy and chaos of the city with a few well-placed strokes. Elena, catching his gaze, offers him a silent smile, a silent encouragement.
I love how you use texture and color to convey movement. It feels like the city is breathing on that canvas.
Thanks, Kai. I'm trying to capture the feeling of being swept up in the city's constant flow.
They discuss their artistic choices, their voices filled with passion and technical knowledge. Kai describes his fascination with the natural world, his desire to capture the essence of objects through detailed observations. Elena talks about her love for urban spaces, the way they pulsate with life and inspire a sense of wonder. As the afternoon wanes, the studio slowly empties. The other artists pack up their materials, leaving Kai and Elena bathed in the golden light of the setting sun.
You know, I never thought I'd find someone who appreciates both the quiet beauty of nature and the chaotic energy of the city.
Me neither. It's interesting how our art forms are so different, yet somehow complement each other.
A comfortable silence descends upon them once more. A silence filled with a newfound understanding and appreciation for each other's artistic vision.
Maybe we could collaborate on a project sometime. A piece that bridges the gap between the natural world and the urban landscape.
Elena's eyes light up with excitement.
I love that idea. We could combine your detailed sketches of nature with my cityscapes. It could be a powerful statement about the need for balance.
They spend the next hour brainstorming ideas, their initial shyness replaced by a surge of creative energy. They sketch out possibilities, bouncing ideas off each other, their voices filled with enthusiasm. As the last rays of sunlight disappear, they stand back to admire their shared vision taking shape on a crumpled piece of paper. The conversation may have ended, but a creative spark has been ignited. They leave the studio, their steps lighter, and their hearts filled with a sense of possibility. The bustling city lights twinkle around them, no longer just a source of inspiration for Elena, but a canvas waiting to be co-created with Kai, a testament to their friendship and the beautiful tapestry woven from shared passions. A cozy bookstore nestled on a quiet side street. The air is thick with the comforting scent of old paper and brewing coffee. Stacks of books reach towards the ceiling, their worn spines whispering tales waiting to be discovered. Sarah and Ben curl up in two plush armchairs by a crackling fireplace, mugs of steaming hot chocolate warming their hands. A gentle jazz melody plays softly in the background, creating a peaceful ambience. Sarah flips through a travelogue filled with breathtaking landscapes, a wistful gaze in her eyes. Ben is engrossed in a graphic novel, his brow furrowed in concentration as he follows the fantastical storyline. The silence is content, punctuated by the occasional rustle of turning pages or the soft clinking of their mugs.
This picture of the ancient ruins in Greece is breathtaking. It makes me want to pack my bags and explore the world.
I know exactly what you mean. This comic series takes place in a whole different world, filled with magic and mythical creatures. Sometimes, it's nice to escape reality and get lost in a different story.
They share their favorite escapes. Sarah's love for travel documentaries transporting her to far-off lands, and Ben's passion for fantasy novels whisking him away to fantastical realms.
You know, there's this new graphic novel series coming out next month that combines elements of history and fantasy. It's set in ancient Egypt, with a team of archaeologists who discover a secret portal.
That sounds like something I would absolutely love. Maybe we could grab copies on release day and have a readathon here by the fireplace.
A graphic novel and travelogue readathon? It's not the most conventional pairing, but I'm definitely in.
They spend the next hour discussing their favorite fictional worlds, their real-life travel aspirations, and the unexpected connections they find between seemingly disparate genres. Sarah describes how a historical fiction novel inspired her to visit a specific city, while Ben explains how a travel documentary sparked his interest in a particular myth. As the fire crackles merrily and the jazz music continues its lullaby, a sense of shared wanderlust and a love for storytelling fills the air.
Maybe after the graphic novel series, we could explore historical fiction together. I have this book about a female explorer who disguised herself as a man to travel the world in the 18th century.
Sounds fascinating. Let me see if I can find an audiobook version so we can listen to it together during our commute next week.
The conversation may have shifted focus, but the spirit of exploration and the joy of discovery remain constant. They settle back into their chairs, ready to embark on new adventures, both real and imagined, their friendship serving as the compass that guides them through the vast and wondrous world of stories waiting to be unraveled. A bustling community garden, mid-morning. Sunlight filters through the leaves of towering oak trees, dappling the ground with light and shadow. Rows of vegetables burst with color, the air buzzing with the gentle hum of bees and the excited chatter of gardeners. Nadia kneels by a raised flower bed, carefully weeding around vibrant perennials, while Arjun squats nearby, his hands buried in the soil, planting a row of crisp green lettuce.
Look at these sunflowers, Arjun. They're growing taller by the day. Soon, they'll be towering over us all.
They will indeed. Just like last year, they'll be the official guardians of the garden.
They share a laugh, their connection evident in the ease of their conversation and the comfortable silence that follows.
Have you seen the rosemary? It's thriving in this new spot. We might just have enough to dry some for the winter.
That's fantastic! Remember that delicious focaccia recipe you used last year with fresh rosemary? We should definitely make it again.
As they work, they reminisce about past harvests, sharing stories of triumphs and challenges, of unexpected bumper crops and the occasional battle against persistent pests. They discuss their plans for the upcoming season, their voices filled with a shared passion for nurturing life and creating a space of abundance for their community. An elderly couple walks by, their faces crinkling with smiles as they admire the vibrant garden. Elderly woman, beaming. Look at all these beautiful vegetables, dear. You two are doing a wonderful job. Nadia and Arjun exchange a proud glance before thanking the woman for her kind words. A young girl skips by, her eyes wide with wonder. She points at a plump tomato ripening on the vine.
Look, Mommy, a giant red ball.
Nadia kneels down to the girl's eye level, her voice gentle.
It's not quite a ball yet, but soon it will be a delicious tomato. Would you like to help me pick some ripe ones later?
The girl nods eagerly, her face filled with excitement. Nadia and Arjun share a smile, the joy of fostering a connection with the next generation of gardeners blooming alongside the flowers. As the morning sun climbs higher, casting the garden in a warm glow, their conversation turns to their personal lives. Nadia shares her excitement about an upcoming pottery workshop she's planning to attend, while Arjun describes his latest wildlife photography project focusing on the local bird population. They offer each other encouragement and support, their friendship a constant source of inspiration. By lunchtime, their work is done. They gather their tools, their bodies pleasantly ached from exertion, and their hearts brimming with satisfaction. Sitting on a nearby bench, they share a simple lunch of homemade sandwiches and fresh garden salad, the taste of their labor adding another layer of sweetness to the meal. As they savor their lunch, a comfortable silence settles, replaced by the symphony of the garden. The conversation may have ended, but the shared purpose and the bond nurtured through teamwork and care for the community continues to grow. The garden, bathed in sunlight and alive with the promise of a bountiful harvest, stands as a testament to their friendship, a friendship as vibrant and enduring as the life they cultivate together. A cozy board game cafe, evening. Warm yellow light spills from hanging lamps, illuminating rows of wooden tables and shelves overflowing with colorful board games. The air hums with the gentle murmur of conversation, punctuated by the clatter of dice and the excited laughter of players. Maya and Liam sit across from each other at a table, a half-played game of Ticket to Ride sprawled before them.
This is a tough decision. Should I try to connect Pittsburgh to Chicago or focus on claiming that route to New Orleans?
Don't ask me, Mr. Strategist. You're the one who keeps blocking my route to Denver.
Liam laughs, his cheeks dusted with a light blush of competition. They banter back and forth, analyzing their strategies, forming temporary alliances, and occasionally throwing playful accusations of sabotage. As the game progresses, the conversation flows naturally. They discuss their upcoming university schedules, Liam voicing his apprehension about a particularly challenging physics course, and Maya sharing her excitement about a new creative writing elective. They offer each other advice and encouragement, their friendly competition spilling over into their academic pursuits. Midway through the game, a group of friends gathers at the next table, their laughter intermingling with the general buzz of the cafe. Maya recognizes one of the girls from her history class and waves a friendly hello. Girl from history class waves back, a surprised smile lighting up her face. Maya, fancy seeing you here. They spend a few minutes chatting, discovering a shared love for historical documentaries. Maya invites the girl to join their game once they're finished, the prospect of expanding their game night crew warming Liam up to the idea. Back at their table, the game resumes, the friendly rivalry momentarily forgotten as they welcome the newcomer. They patiently explain the rules, their initial awkwardness quickly dissolving into comfortable chatter and shared laughter. As the night deepens and the game nears its end, a sense of camaraderie fills the air. Maya emerges victorious, a triumphant grin on her face. Liam, though defeated, takes it in good humor, congratulating Maya on her strategic genius.
Well, this was a lot of fun. We should definitely do this again sometime. Maybe next time we can play a cooperative game, so we can all win together.
The suggestion is met with enthusiastic nods. They exchange contact information, the cafe transforming from a venue for friendly competition into a platform for forging new connections. As Maya and Liam gather their belongings, a warm sense of satisfaction fills them. The evening wasn't just about winning the game. It was about shared experiences, friendly competition, and the unexpected joy of expanding their social circle. Stepping out into the cool night air, the cafe lights casting a warm glow on their faces, they share a comfortable silence, the unspoken words conveying the strength of their friendship. The playful banter of the game may have ended, but the bond they share, built on shared interests and the ability to laugh together, win or lose, will continue to grow, ready for their next adventure, whether it's conquering another board game or exploring new experiences together. Chloe and Ethan settle into their worn armchairs, the familiar creak a comforting backdrop to their conversation. Sunlight streams through the bay window, casting a warm glow on their faces as they sip their lattes.
This is the perfect way to start a Saturday. A good latte, a good friend, and a quiet corner to catch up.
Absolutely. So, what have you been up to this week? Any progress on that novel you were writing?
Chloe's eyes light up.
Actually, yes. I finally cracked the code on that tricky plot point. Remember how I was struggling with the character's motivation?
Ethan nods, his memory jogging back to their last conversation.
Well, I had a dream the other night, and it sparked this whole new idea. Now everything seems to click into place.
Ethan raises an eyebrow, intrigued.
A dream? Who? Spill the details.
Chloe launches into a passionate explanation, describing the vivid dream that provided the missing piece of her puzzle. Ethan listens intently, occasionally interjecting with questions that push her thinking further. As Chloe talks, her voice filled with renewed enthusiasm. A spark of excitement ignites in Ethan's eyes as well.
That's incredible, Chloe. Sounds like your subconscious is a powerful writing partner.
Maybe it is. Thanks for listening, Ethan. Sometimes, just talking it out helps me untangle the knots in my head.
Anytime. Speaking of untangling knots, guess what I've been up to this week?
He takes a sip of his latte, a playful glint in his eyes.
Don't tell me, another coding conundrum at work?
You know me too well. But this time, I think I might have actually found a solution. It involves a bit of creative thinking, just like your dream-inspired plot twist.
He dives into explaining the complex coding issue he's been facing, his voice animated as he describes the potential solution. Chloe listens attentively, occasionally asking clarifying questions that reveal a surprising grasp of technical concepts. As they delve deeper into their respective creative endeavors, the initial lull of the conversation transforms into an energetic exchange of ideas. They challenge each other's assumptions, offer alternative perspectives, and celebrate each other's breakthroughs. The quiet coffee shop, once a backdrop, becomes a vibrant space of shared creativity and intellectual stimulation. The afternoon sun dips lower in the sky, casting long shadows across the floor. Chloe glances at her watch, surprised by the passage of time.
Wow, I had no idea it was getting so late. We should probably get going.
Yeah, you're right. But hey, how about we do this again next week? Same time, same place?
Chloe beams.
Absolutely.
They gather their things, their minds buzzing with new ideas and a sense of accomplishment. Stepping out of the coffee shop, the setting sun paints the sky in warm hues, mirroring the warmth of their friendship and the spark of inspiration ignited during their shared conversation. A bustling train station, midday. Sunlight streams through the high windows, illuminating the flurry of activity on the platform. Announcements echo through the hall, punctuated by the excited chatter of travelers and the rhythmic rumble of arriving and departing trains. Amelia and Josh stand side by side, backpacks slung over their shoulders, anticipation etched on their faces.
Can you believe it's finally happening? Our long-awaited coding boot camp in San Francisco.
I know, right? Feels surreal. We've been planning this for months. Learning new programming languages, building our portfolios, it's going to be incredible.
They reminisce about the countless hours spent huddled over laptops, debugging code and brainstorming project ideas. Amelia shares her dream of developing a mobile app that connects local artists with art enthusiasts, while Josh talks about his desire to create a website that simplifies complex scientific concepts for the general public. Their conversation is interrupted by the announcement for their train. They scramble to find their seats, settling in with a mix of excitement and nervous anticipation. As the train pulls away from the station, Amelia and Josh press their faces against the glass, watching the city skyline shrink into the distance.
Here we go, Josh. A new chapter begins.
Absolutely. And a chance to turn our coding dreams into reality.
The rhythmic clickety-clack of the train fills the silence, a comforting soundtrack to the beginning of their journey. The conversation flows easily as they discuss their hopes for the boot camp, share stories about past coding projects, and dream about the apps and websites they'll build in the future. They pull out notebooks and start jotting down ideas, potential app features, website design sketches, and inspirational quotes from coding legends. As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in vibrant hues, a sense of purpose and camaraderie fills the air.
You know, Amelia, this boot camp is just the beginning. I want to keep exploring ways to use coding to make a positive impact.
Me too. This experience could spark a lifelong passion for using code to solve real-world problems.
They spend the evening brainstorming ideas for future coding projects that could address social or environmental issues. From educational apps for underprivileged communities to sustainable development platforms, they envision ways to use their coding skills to make a difference. The conversation eventually slows to a comfortable silence, replaced by the gentle rocking of the train and the soft glow of their reading lamps. Amelia dives into a blog post about the latest advancements in artificial intelligence, while Josh devours an ebook on building user-friendly interfaces. Under the gentle hum of the train, a bond built on shared passion for coding and a desire to make a difference deepens. Their conversation may have ended for the night, but the journey before them promises to be a story filled with exciting challenges, collaborative endeavors, and the unwavering support of a friend who understands the language of code and the power it holds to change the world. A bustling farmer's market, late morning. The air pulsates with a symphony of sounds, vendors hawking their wares, musicians strumming lively melodies, and excited shoppers bartering for the best produce. Maya weaves through the colorful stalls, a reusable canvas bag slung over her shoulder, a mischievous glint in her eyes. Daniel trails behind her, a worn leather camera bag slung across his chest, capturing the vibrant energy of the market in candid photos. Maya stops abruptly, her gaze fixed on a stall overflowing with an assortment of exotic fruits. Dragon fruit with its vibrant pink skin, durian with its spiky armor, and passion fruit with its wrinkled purple exterior. A feast for the eyes and a challenge for the adventurous tongue.
Challenge accepted, Chef Daniel. How about we create a culinary adventure tonight with these beauties?
Daniel, ever the game up for a culinary exploration, raises an eyebrow in amusement.
A culinary adventure, you say? Sounds like a recipe for interesting flavors and potentially hilarious reactions. But hey, I'm always up for a challenge.
They continue their stroll, their conversation a delightful mix of meal planning and playful banter. Maya suggests incorporating these exotic fruits into a smoothie for a burst of color and vitamins, while Daniel proposes using them as a unique topping for homemade ice cream. As they navigate the crowd, a commotion draws their attention. A young girl, clutching a single limp asparagus spear, stands bewildered by a stall overflowing with an array of brightly colored vegetables. Her brow furrows in confusion as she stares at the unfamiliar produce. Maya approaches the girl, her voice warm and inviting.
Hi there. What's got you puzzled?
The girl points shyly at the asparagus.
What's this?
Maya smiles, picking up a cheerful red bell pepper.
This is a bell pepper. It comes in all sorts of colors: red, yellow, green, and it tastes sweet and crunchy. And this funny-looking one is asparagus. It's like a tiny green tree, and it can be roasted or steamed and tastes delicious.
She picks up a plump tomato, its skin a vibrant red.
And this is a tomato. You can slice it up like a pizza topping, or chop it and add it to pasta for a yummy sauce.
The girl's eyes widen in wonder. She reaches out and gently touches the smooth skin of the tomato. Inspired by Maya's enthusiasm, Daniel kneels beside them and snaps a photo of the girl's curious, wide-eyed expression. Maya reaches into her bag and pulls out a small apple.
Here, why don't you try this? It's a sweet and refreshing fruit, and it's a good way to start exploring all the amazing things you can find at a farmer's market.
The girl smiles shyly and takes the apple, clutching it tightly in her hand. Maya ruffles her hair and continues on her shopping spree, her heart overflowing with the simple joy of sharing new experiences. As they near the exit, laden with colorful bags overflowing with exotic fruits and fresh vegetables, they stop at a stall selling vibrantly colored flower pots. Maya picks out two, a sunny yellow and a cheerful green.
We can plant some herbs in these and grow our own little culinary adventure garden on the balcony.
Daniel grins, his eyes sparkling with warmth.
I love it. Fresh ingredients straight from our balcony to our kitchen, the perfect way to continue exploring.
They walk out of the market, their arms full of groceries and hearts brimming with the simple pleasures of discovery and shared experiences. The market may be a vibrant hub of commerce, but for Maya and Daniel, it's a place where curiosity blossoms alongside colorful produce, reminding them that the sweetest adventures are often the ones shared with a friend and a camera, ready to capture the joy and wonder of every bite. A cozy bookstore nestled on a quiet side street. The scent of old paper and brewing coffee mingles in the air, creating a comforting aroma. Sunlight streams through tall bookshelves, illuminating rows of worn spines that whisper tales waiting to be discovered. Leo and Riley curl up in two plush armchairs by a crackling fireplace, mugs of steaming hot chocolate warming their hands. Leo flips through a travelogue filled with breathtaking underwater photographs, a sense of wanderlust etching lines on his forehead. Riley is engrossed in a graphic novel, her brow furrowed in concentration as she follows a group of rebels on a daring mission. The silence is content, punctuated by the occasional rustle of turning pages or the soft clinking of their mugs.
These pictures are incredible. Imagine diving into the Great Barrier Reef and seeing all those vibrant fish and coral formations up close.
Sounds amazing. But give me a bustling cyberpunk city over a coral reef any day. The thought of soaring through neon-lit streets on a hoverboard is way more thrilling.
They share their favorite escapes. Leo's love for travel documentaries transporting him to far-off lands, and Riley's passion for science fiction novels whisking her away to futuristic worlds.
You know, there's this incredible graphic novel series I found that combines historical fiction with a bit of sci-fi. It's set in ancient Egypt, with a team of archaeologists who discover a hidden portal leading to another dimension.
Riley's eyes widen with interest, the firelight glinting off them.
That sounds like something I would absolutely devour. Maybe we could grab copies next time they have a sale here and have a graphic novel and travelogue readathon right here by the fireplace.
Leo's face breaks into a smile.
A readathon with such contrasting genres? It's unconventional, but I love it. We could even turn it into a competition. Whoever finishes their book first gets to pick the next adventure we embark on, real or fictional.
They spend the next hour discussing their contrasting literary preferences, their voices filled with friendly debate. Riley explains how dystopian novels make her appreciate the world around her more, while Leo describes how travelogues ignite his passion for exploring different cultures. As the fire crackles merrily and the scent of old books fills the air, a sense of shared curiosity and a love for storytelling bridges the gap between their seemingly disparate interests.
Hey, after the graphic novel series, how about we delve into some historical fiction together? I found this book about a group of female pirates who defied expectations and carved their own path in a male-dominated world.
Perfect timing. There's an audiobook version of that book on sale right now. We could listen to it together during our commutes next week, creating our own pirate adventure in the heart of the city.
The conversation may have shifted focus, but the spirit of exploration and the joy of discovery remain constant. They settle back into their chairs, ready to embark on new adventures, both real and imagined, their contrasting tastes in literature weaving a unique tapestry of shared experiences that bind them closer with every page turned.